Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Anyway, so today we are going to be talking about some basic things you need to know about natural hair. And anyway, so let's just dive right into it. So today we're going to be talking about number one, porosity, and how to choose hair products for your hair type, and the type of porosity you have, if that makes sense. And also we're going to be talking about having a hair regimen. So if you want to know more about this, stay tuned and let's go. Firstly, what is porosity? Porosity is basically your hair's ability to absorb or retain moisture, okay? And there are three ways to find where your hair falls in the porosity spectrum. But then before then, there are three types of porosity for hair, and that is one, the natural hair, okay, the hair with the low porosity, the medium or normal porosity, and the high porosity. First, how do you determine your hair porosity? I mean the type of porosity you have. There are actually three steps that you can use to test, or there are three ways you can find out the type of porosity your hair has. And the first one is the strand test, the second one is the shedding hair test, and the third one is the water test. So for the strand test, you're going to take a section of your hair like this, in between your thumb and your finger, and you're going to slide your hair across the hair from the tip to the root and from the root to the tip. Okay, so like this and like this. As you can see. Okay. So if your hair feels dense and hard, then it means you have low porosity. If it feels smooth, then you have normal porosity. But when it breaks and you feel that like it's breaking or is rough, then it means you have high porosity. So the second way to test for porosity is the shedding hair test, okay? And you're going to put hair that has been shed from probably combing your hair or doing something. So normally we all know that natural hair sheds from time to time. So maybe when you comb your hair, the hair that comes off in the comb, or when you do a trim, the hair that comes off the comb, you're just going to take that hair and put it in a glass of water, okay? So if the hair floats, then it means you have low porosity. If it sinks slowly, then it means you have normal porosity. But when it sinks immediately, then it means you have very high porosity. The third way to know where your hair falls on the porosity spectrum is the water test, or the H2O test, and that is to spread a little water into your hair section. So for instance, if you want to check this head's porosity, for instance, you're just going to put a little water in a spray bottle. You're going to spray it over the hair, okay? You're going to see if the hair absorbs the moisture immediately or if it stays on top of the hair. So if it stays on top of the hair, then it means you have low porosity, because the hair is not absorbing the hair as fast as it should. But if it goes straight into the hair, then it means you have high porosity, because the hair absorbs it just quickly. So these are the three types, or the three ways you can find where your hair falls on the porosity spectrum. But even though these are like the three major ways, there are other ways to tell of your hair porosity. So stay tuned and let's keep going. Before we get straight to that, have you subscribed to my channel? If you haven't, why? I mean, what are you still waiting for? I think there's a lot to be learned here. Join the family. Come on, I'm giving you a minute. Just subscribe, and click the bell notifications so you get notifications whenever we upload a video. And have you liked any of my videos? Have you watched them? Have you left a comment? Why not? I'm waiting for you. Just say that right now. Let's see. Okay, so as I said, there are other ways to find out the porosity
you have on the porosity spectrum. But I'm going to read this from the Quidad website on porosity, okay? And the characteristics of low porosity on curly hair. That is one. The curls tend to take a long time to dry. The products tend to build up on the hair rather than getting absorbed into the hair, and then natural oils don't readily or easily penetrate through the hair, which means like oils like coconut oil, olive oil are going to like sit on top of the hair rather than getting absorbed into the hair. And normally when you wash your hair or when you wet your hair, or like normal ways of incorporating moisture into your hair, when you do that, they normally take a longer time to get fully saturated. Like the moisture and the oils take a very long time to be absorbed into the hair. And also the second way is also characteristics of normal porosity on curly hair. So the first one is that the curls are full and they bounce with elasticity. I think that's what everybody needs or wants. And it requires very little maintenance. You don't have to be doing your hair. You don't have to be doing your hair every single day and all that. And it easily accepts and retains moisture inside the cuticle. So when you use products or you moisturize your hair with water, you do the LOC methods of incorporating moisture and all that, they normally just get absorbed easier and faster and all that. And also it holds styles well. So like if I have normal porosity and I did this hairstyle, for instance, I could probably keep it for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, unlike someone with low porosity who literally have to be doing their hair like every week and stuff. The third way is characteristics of high porosity on curly hair. So it says curls easily absorb water, however it requires more product. So if I'm doing my hair and I have high porosity, for instance, like the water or the water-based products will tend to get absorbed into my hair much faster, but then I have to use more products to get the results I want. And curls often look and feel dry, so you can probably do an LCO or LOC method today, and in 2 or 3 days you have your hair looking dry like you've not had wash day in forever. So like, yeah. And curls are often frizzy. Like you could literally do a wash and go today and tomorrow you're looking like, oh, what's up? So that's also another characteristic of high porosity curly hair. And the last one is that curls dry quickly. So if I did a wet style right now, probably a wash and go, or I define my curls, or one of those nice curly hairstyles, my curls will dry quickly. So I probably wouldn't even need a blow dryer or hood dryer or anything to dry my hair. Just do it, go out. By the time you've gotten to your destination, or by the time you're done having a shower, your curls are dry. So I think personally having high porosity can have its highs and lows. So the real question here is, now that you know the type of porosity you have, would you do the test? And when you do the test, how do you think you react to knowing the type of porosity you have? I think I'll leave that question for you guys to answer. So sorry about that. So to care for your low porosity hair type, alright? So normally everybody likes a nice moisturizer and all that. So if you have low porosity, normally like low porosity makes the hair cuticles compact, so it makes it difficult to inject moisture into the hair shaft, and even though it retains the moisture once it absorbs it, to raise the cuticle you need to use heat, number one. So while deep conditioning, you like to like apply the deep conditioner, but don't forget, like never ever ever forget that when you are deep conditioning,
your hair needs moisture to work with, all right? So it's always good to use water-based products rather than the oil-based products. I, for instance, when I'm deep conditioning, I like to moisturize my hair first with just water. I hope you guys know, like, water is a natural conditioner. I hope you guys know that. So just spray a little water. Normally I just put it in a spray bottle and I just spray my hair. I just spray it all over my hair before, to prep the hair, you know. Then I just take the deep conditioner, I section my hair into parts, and I apply the deep conditioner so that it would get to every single part of the hair. Then when I'm done, I just put them in chunky twists and I just cover my hair with a shower cap. Then I normally like to follow with my satin bonnet before I put on my heating cap. Okay, it helps the your hair cuticles and follicles to like absorb the deep conditioner and the moisture better. So if you realize, when you do deep conditioning with heat, you end up getting better results and better moisture than someone who did deep conditioning without heat. You get? Alright, so you could also, you can also, like, when you, like, as I said previously, when I'm doing deep conditioning treatments, I normally section my hair so the deep conditioner gets to every part of the hair. So that's also another way. And use sulfate free shampoo and rinses such as apple cider vinegar or baking soda treatments to get rid of your product buildup. So that's an extra tip. If you have low porosity and you normally get product buildup and all that, you can use an apple cider vinegar rinse. And normally I use the Dr. Bragg's apple cider vinegar rinse. I mean, pretty well, I know everybody knows that. So this is a apple cider vinegar. If you don't have the Dr. Bragg's, you can get any other brand that works for you. So you can use that or baking soda to get rid of your product buildup. Okay. moisturizing and incorporating of moisture into your hair. And you also need a water-based moisturizer, which is normally used for daily supplementation of moisture. And the best water-based moisturizers don't contain petrolatum, mineral oil, or lanolin. Okay, so you should take note of that. And instead, they contain aloe or water as their first ingredients, and they often contain emollients and humectants that draw moisture into the hair to soften it. Okay. We also recommend moisturizing your hair once or twice a day before bedtime and in the morning. About is natural oils, and natural oils are commonly used to seal in water-based products, so like leave-in conditioners and moisturizers and all that. So after applying them, so normally to moisturize your hair you need water to spritz into the hair, then you need a conditioner, then normally leave-in conditioner or moisturizer, then you seal in moisture with a natural oil. So the seventh thing is protective styling. You need to do hairstyles every once in a while to to help your hair prevent over manipulation. Okay, over manipulation. So sometimes you like to put on a weave, sometimes you want to do weave-ons, sometimes you like to braid, sometimes you like to do styles with your own hair that will last at least a week or two to prevent combing and other manipulation of the hair that tend to increase shedding and breaking. Okay. So also you need to reduce, that's the number 8, you need to reduce the amount of heat you use in your hair. Normally today I'm in a blowout, but I hardly use heat on my hair. I could use heat on my hair like if after this, the next time I'll be using heat on my hair if I want to shoot a tutorial on this hairstyle, or it will take me months before I try to do a blowout again. And normally when I do wash days, to moisturize my hair every single day. Okay, so after I do my protective style, I normally just moisturize my hair every 3 to 4 days. So that's moisturizing my hair basically once or twice in a week until I have to wash my hair again. But when I braid, I just normally I'll be shooting